Hello everyone, thank you for taking a look at my video and my channel, and welcome to Grand Union. So guys, I wanted to share with you a project that I've been working on over the weekend. I actually got some snow here Saturday, pretty much all day, so I had lots of time to kind of work on my island. And normally I like to sit down and put the camera on so I can actually record what I'm doing. This time I actually worked on doing some waterscaping offline, and I actually moved Nooks Cranny offline. So we're going to take a look at that today. And then I thought it would be kind of fun to show you what happened in a 45-day period with Project Blue Rose. Are you ready? Guys, look at all the flowers. Poor Dom, look at poor Dom. This is Tammy's house that originally had 2 flowers over here. And in the course of 45 days, there are flowers absolutely everywhere. Isn't this crazy, guys? So I love the idea of there is a option that if you are online and you can do the custom patterns, you can actually lay down, it would almost be, I guess it's like a clear tile. So the clear tile actually can sit right over the top of your grass. So here I had a rock wall before. So in the course of 45 days, there's a pathway on this side and a rock wall here. This group of flowers couldn't grow or multiply or do anything. They just basically stayed as they were. And if you have that clear pathing that you put down over the grass, you'll still see the grass, but the flowers won't actually be able to multiply over the top of it, which I thought was really cool. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an online player. I am doing the challenge of trying to create a really fun and interesting island using what is specifically in-game. Unless I decide to get creative and actually try to make my own custom patterns, but guys, I'm not that creative, so I barely remember to use Sable's patterns, and there's quite a few of those to use too, so. But guys, just check out the flowers. Isn't this insane? Okay, let's go over here and check to see how we're doing. I don't think I watered those the other day, so there won't be any new, nothing there. And I did move my blue roses over here because I actually have done some work over on the west side of the island. And I do have these flowers here. I need to get some red lilies because I want to eventually, crossbreed them, the yellow and the red, to get an orange lily, because that's actually one color I don't have. And then the windflower project up here, which I'm not time traveling, guys, so basically windflower project is as it is. I took seeded red windflowers, and then I took the blue windflowers, which were originally from seeded white windflowers. And supposedly when you combine these together, you will get a red offspring. And when you get multiples of the red offspring, you put them together and water them, and you'll have the opportunity to get a purple windflower. Well, obviously, we know where the purple flowers are, and that's one flower I don't have, is a purple windflower. And I'm pretty sure at one point I did have it, and I don't know if it ended up getting sold or thrown away, or... Needless to say, all the purple flowers have been accounted for, and there's no purple windflowers anywhere. So I don't know if I just imagined it, or if at one point I had it and got rid of a bunch of flowers, not even realizing it was in the mix. But so I'm working on trying to get a purple windflower, and then eventually I want to get the red seeded lilies so I can get an orange lily, because I really like the orange hybrid flowers. on the island. So you'll find that I'll use those a lot throughout the island during decoration. All right, so guys, let's go to the back of the island. One of my projects this past week was, look at me, I'm still using the bridge. So I did some waterscaping and actually removed most of the river. And the reason why I've taken the river out is we do have a the water mouth over here on the west side, and the river is going to come out, and it's going to go up here to an upper level where there's going to be a waterfall. And it's just going to be a waterfall with just a kind of a short river out to the ocean, as opposed to a long winding river through the entire island. Back here, I have resident services, and I have the upper level, as you can see here. And what I want to do is I want to have it so that you can come out on this upper level and look down. And I'm planning on putting a Zen Garden down on this lower level with a giant water feature and a bridge. And then continue to have an upper level over here with the museum on the other side. So kind of off in the distance, you're going to see, possibly, you might possibly see the museum. But anyways, when you come out here and you're looking down from the upper level, you're going to see a Zen Garden that's going to be all kind of fenced off, I guess, to be kind of like a really cool feature, as opposed to like being an actual, just an area on the island. It's actually going to be kind of like a feature on the island, kind of like a decoration feature. And so that's my idea there. And as you notice, guys, all the flowers are gone. I'm sure one of my last couple of videos, I kind of showed off this area and how many flowers were all over the place. Well, I actually took all those flowers out. I think it took about 4 hours of digging and taking up all of the decorations. It was quite the project. Up here is another example of where I stopped. I took out the decorations and removed the wall. But look at all the flowers. Isn't that crazy? And oops, sorry guys. And then again, when you come over here, look at poor Dom. He can barely get in his front door. There's so many flowers. And that is just in the course of a 40 to 5 day project. I still get very disorientated on the island now that all the island markings are missing. So guys, I'm hoping that I'm going to extend this upper level back a little bit further. And I have to say, I'm kind of scratching my head at this point because I'm not exactly sure what I want to put up on this upper level. I think it might end up being like a seating area for all of the villagers to come up and hang out. That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point, but I'm not positive. So sorry guys, don't hold me to that. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of at this point scratching my head, and I think that's where a lot of my I want to make some videos, but at the same time I'm kind of like, okay, what's going to go here, and what's it going to look like, and how far out are we building it, and so forth. So it's hard to kind of put this together and then try to make it into a video format that's like in like a 30-minute period. But anyways, all right. So guys, you can see Nooks Cranny sign is here pointing to the left. And guys, I have been a busy guy, as I said over the weekend. So let me put this on pause, and I'm going to go over to the airport because, guys, I want you to be surprised in what you see. All right, hold on just a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm here at the airport. Welcome to the Grand Union Airport. So, guys, I was kind of fooling about with terraforming. And on the other side of this airport, I actually had created an upper level and had put some trees out. And you can still see off to the left of the airport, you can still see the cherry trees off there. They're kind of moved around a little bit, but they're still there. I ended up taking the second level down because I don't really like the small little segments of land kind of up. I couldn't get it to, I couldn't decorate it, I couldn't get the feel right. So one of the other things I had been talking about, oh my God, guys, listen to the waves. That's crazy. All right. So one of the other things I was thinking about doing was I was thinking about doing some waterscaping, which I'm doing now. And one of the things I saw in a video was somebody came, you left the airport, and when you walked off of the airport dock onto the island, you were greeted by this large, it was kind of the golden brown Zen bridge, and it went over this riverbed, and it brought you out on the other side, kind of near their resident services. Now, their resident services was pushed back and a little bit more off to the right. So when you went over that bridge, you went over like a fairly good sized body of water, and it was very cottage core. So there was lots of stuff on the ground. There were lots of flowers, lots of bushes, lots of everything. And then they also used a lot of custom patterns, custom pathing. So they weren't necessarily using, in fact, they weren't using the Nintendo pathing like what I'm using. They were using their own custom paths, which are kind of nice because they're really more organic looking. So they kind of flow through over the grass, and they just they can blend in really nicely. Obviously, I'm going to be challenged, guys. I'm using the Nintendo pathing, so we'll see how good of an island I can make, and we will see if I can actually incorporate 2.0 items, because right now I'm feeling very 1.0, even still. But I really hope you guys like what I've done so far, and let's go take a look. So, like I said, I decided to take down that second level as we leave the airport, and I actually worked on putting a river in. And Nooks Cranny now has a new home. So let's go take a look. When you come off the airport dock onto the island, you can see here we have the Grand Union sign, and we have a little body of water off here to the right with a fish floating around in there swimming. You can see I have the hyacinths, which is my native flower, and my cherry trees, which is my native fruit. And then we have a little sign here that tells you all the different areas of the island you can go to. And then this is the access to come down onto the beach that takes you and wraps you around the island, basically. So let's talk about, let's talk about Nooks Cranny first. So I ended up putting in the stone wall, and I put in these hibiscus bushes. So when the hibiscus season starts, those will be flowering. And I decided to choose orange and yellow flowers to coordinate with the kind of orange and gold color theme of Nooks Cranny. I was actually almost contemplating doing orange and blue, but I don't use a lot of yellow on my island, and I kind of thought maybe the orange and yellow would look really nice along the beach. It would kind of a nice tropical feel to it. So I might eventually change out the yellow flowers for blue flowers. We'll see. But for now, that's what I decided to go with. It's definitely pushing my choice of color because yellow isn't one of my favorite colors. So I'm definitely at least trying to kind of have a little bit of variety. So I ended up doing, like I said, the stone wall all the way around. And so here's an example. Like, I worked on putting this together. I had this kind of laid out. Originally, I had this wood decking going all the way over here and back. And then I also had this stone wall going way over here as well to kind of basically enclose the Nooks Cranny. And I really couldn't figure out how I really wanted it to look. I really just didn't know. So you can see in a lot of respects, it's very similar to how I had it set up before. The gumball machines here in the front of the store. I still have decking, but it's kind of a different layout as far as really there's only one way to access Nooks Cranny. It's either through here or I guess really kind of over on the beach side. The thing is that there aren't going to be a lot of residents over here. I am going to put like patio furniture back out here eventually when the flower storage is gone, obviously. But I kind of wanted to, you know, I'm gonna have the beaches kind of decorated, and I'm gonna try to challenge myself and make them look a little bit more, have a little more vegetation on them as opposed to just having furniture and a sandcastle like I did last year. So I'm not finished here yet. I still have to build a couple more chairs and maybe a table or something here. But I ended up doing a new custom pattern on the cushions on the couch. I did those to kind of match the blue and Nooks Cranny's roof and then the orange and yellow. So I kind of thought it kind of was a nice match. I'm going to do a couple of the chairs. Originally I was going to do the cast iron brown chairs and tables again like I had before. But again, I wanted to kind of challenge myself and be like, you can't put everything back exactly the way you had it before. Like, I have to change it up. Like, I'm making myself change it up. So one thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to utilize all the space. So like this area here was originally empty, and this would be a great space for either flowers to spawn or eventually get a fossil. Or even, I don't know, do gyroids come up on land or are they just on the beach? I'm not sure. I haven't done Project Gyroid yet either. So that's going to be something we'll be going through, guys. So in any event, this would be a spot where a fossil could potentially spawn. So as you're running around the island, you randomly have like this big star spot on the ground. And that's where a fossil usually is. So I'm trying hard to kind of take all this space, like with the exception of right here, and kind of fill it in so that way stuff can't just spawn all over the place. So, and I think for the most part, like it has a nice look to it, and it's somewhat cohesive. It's kind of what I'm going for. I did put the gas tank back out here so you can get your gasoline if you need it. And then obviously I put the soda machine back out behind Nooks Cranny. Let's go back over here. And I used a different, one of the new fencing guys. Hang on, let me, I was hoping I could, oh, there we go. So I did the corrugated steel fencing behind Nooks Cranny, and they're having their deliveries right now, and they have their recycle bins and their trash back here. And I think I'm probably going to actually, so where the snow is right now will be grass eventually come springtime. And I think what I'm going to do is actually take everything out and put maybe like the light sand pattern, like this one here, or maybe even the dark dirt might look really good next to the wood planking that's back there. Because I kind of have wood planking under the soda machine, and then as you walk back here as well. Just to kind of keep things neat. And then again, when I came out, I added like a tree and just some bushes, a little decoration. And this is as far as I've gotten. This is like what I've done. I, again, had a space here behind the tree on the ground. So I took the, it's a different stone pattern. It's like the arched pattern. And I laid out a big square, and then I kind of circled, basically kind of circled it down, turned it into a big circle. And that's just erasing the edges, basically. So that's what I have been doing over here. And then, of course, I got my DIY workstation. And then I have my cabinet for my home storage, which is, guys, it's just absolutely amazing having this here. Saves so much time from running all around the island. So guys, you'll have to let me know what your thoughts are on this. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm thinking about, trying to catch some bugs. I know when Flick comes, if I get like 3 of the same butterfly, I can actually have a butterfly model made. And then those would look really nice, kind of tucked away amongst the trees, and so forth. So that would definitely be something I'd like to do as well. And yeah, all right, let's go over the river. So I put the bridge in, and I decided to use the stone bridge because it matches my stone pathing, and then I really enjoy the stone bridges. I know I'm supposed to be challenging myself, but guys, I like the stone pathing, and I like the stone bridges. They're my favorite. I do like the Zen bridge, and I see a lot of like cottagecore islands using them, but they also use the custom pathing, so it looks a lot better. I don't feel like the stone pathing and that Zen bridge really would look that great together. So, anyways, I don't know. So this is the bridge, guys. This is the new little river going over into resident services. And then I ended up changing up this little area of the fencing. I created this little area by adding a tree. We got the park lights off on the left. We got the little hyacinth light here. And then the river kind of ends here, and I haven't done any further decorating over here, guys. It's just kind of, this whole area is just not done. This area didn't change at all here. This poor Rosie, she's still upset. She doesn't like her house area anymore because her Zen Garden's all in disarray. So, and then this was originally a pathway to go out to the West Beach. And now when you come out, it comes out to a river, and it comes out to a waterfall. So this area here is just going to probably eventually have just like a, probably like a cast iron or wrought iron fencing. I'm not fencing, sorry guys. It's going to have a wrought iron, cast iron bench sitting out here with a couple of the garden lanterns, just so there'll be some light out here. And then I'll plant a couple of bushes and flowers. There's already like a ukulele. There's a little cactus set that I had here from, I think this is from the Able Sisters, by their shop originally. So what I do is I basically take a couple of items that I like, and I'll bring them over here and I'll drop them off. And then I'll kind of try to come up with an idea of like how I want it to look as far as the final decoration. And I can't really decide. I really enjoy having the benches and the furniture facing this way. I'm not a huge fan of them facing like east and west. I don't think they look as nice, but I don't think I'm really going to have an option. So probably most likely, where this lantern and this cactus is right now, most likely will be where the bench is going to be. And then I'll just have some flowers behind it. Maybe a garden lantern and another set of flowers over here or something. So I did end up, I got this DIY project from the Nook Miles store. It was the name of it escapes me, guys. You're probably all yelling at me what the name of it is. It's something I never wanted. The stone tablet. So I just got the DIY project for the stone tablet from the Nook Miles. And I'm glad I have it now. I think it looks really nice there. Because originally this was going to be like a staircase, or it was going to be a pathway to the back of the island, I think, originally. Because I don't think the terraforming came over this far. But instead, it's just going to be like just a little small area where you can kind of sit down and kind of quietly read and just kind of enjoy yourself. So that's what I'm up to right now. So this area isn't finished yet. As you go over on this side, it's not finished at all. But the idea was, and the reason why, is as you run through the island, I wanted to create like a sense of having to run around and have different little areas to kind of walk through. Because I see it a lot on people's islands. And I find it really, I just think it's really neat. And I really felt that my island, although it definitely had that feeling of, you know, walking through all the different residential areas, it was very much, you know, this very long stretch of here's your main walkway that takes you all the way over to resident services and then beyond. And then if you wanted to go to Nooks Cranny, it was just back here and off to the left. And then to the museum, it was out and straight back. So it wasn't very confusing, and not that I want it to be confusing, but I want to create like some more interest. So that's why I think having like multiple terraforming levels, but not having the second terraforming level all connected. Like this is all one level here going all the way through the back of the island. So I want to continue having terraforming back here, but I actually want to create like a split between the two and actually have like staircases to go up, and then staircases or ramps to go back down, and then go back up onto the other section of terraforming to the other levels. Just to kind of create some height difference, maybe to create little features in between, tucked in a way. That's where it's going to definitely kind of challenge me, because that's not how I've ever done my game. Basically how this looks is very much how the island originally was set up. So, and one thing I have to tell you guys, oh my goodness. So, I am so glad I did not attempt to do waterscaping while I was recording a video. Because I don't think I ever held my switch light so hard and so tight in my entire life. I was so mad, and I can't even tell you how many times I cursed out my game, because I had the hardest time figuring out that when you waterscape, you have to hit the same piece of land twice to get the water's edge to look different. So you'll take out a piece of land, but then you also hit that land again to reshape the water's edge. And I was constantly thinking you had to move around, but as you moved around, you basically took out other areas and other chunks of water. Other land for the water. Guys, we gotta get this balloon. It's a yellow one. You know what that means, right? Hopefully, it's some money. Oh, guys, we just failed. The new water feature, guys, that I put in. Yeah, that just took my surprise balloon box away. And it was a gold one, so you know it was probably bells. Alright guys, so that is what's going on here on Grand Union. Thanks for coming along, taking a look at my island. Hopefully you like what I've been doing so far. Probably my next couple videos are going to be project flower cleanup. And then from there, we'll probably start moving maybe some of the villager homes around. I'm still not positive where I want the Able Sisters to go yet. So I'm just kind of still toying with that. And that's where it becomes a struggle when it's like doing a video. Because it's like I don't want to start doing a video and then have really no idea like what my final vision is, I guess. I originally had an idea of what I wanted the island to look like, and already it's not at all turning out the way I had anticipated it. But again, I'm really pushing myself and challenging myself by building this water feature, which probably for a lot of people it's not a big deal, but it's huge for me. So it's definitely pushing me out of my comfort zone. And guys, I really appreciate you coming along for the adventure with me. All right, guys, thanks for taking a look at my video, listening to me ramble on. I appreciate the likes and the comments. It's always appreciated, and it's nice to interact with you guys, hear your thoughts and feedback and suggestions. And I guess until next time, guys, thanks for stopping by Grand Union. Have a great week, all right? Bye, guys.